Hey y'all, let's make my gluten-free sheet pan pancakes. Okay, in this measuring cup I have 2 cups of milk. We're gonna make buttermilk. This is almond milk that I'm using, so we're gonna make our own buttermilk. So to that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of white distilled vinegar. I'll give it a little quick mix. Okay, we're gonna let this milk and vinegar sit for 10 to 15 minutes. It does depend on the temperature of your milk. It works faster to turn into your buttermilk alternative here if the milk is warm. But I took my milk straight out the refrigerator and then just add the 2 tablespoons of vinegar that I needed. And by the time I need it, it should be fine. So we're gonna go ahead and measure all the other ingredients. And we're gonna come back to this. So we're gonna set this to the side. Okay, to our bowl we have some almond flour. Okay, we have our arrowroot flour. It's always good to spoon and level your flour, especially if it's grain-free and gluten-free flour, because it does not measure the same as your all-purpose flour or wheat flour. So always spoon and level your flour, or you can start doing that to any flour. Okay, so that's almond flour and arrowroot flour. Okay, we're gonna add some cane sugar. Okay, I'm doing aluminum-free baking powder. Level that off. I'm gonna do a half a teaspoon of my Himalayan pink salt. And we're gonna add some cinnamon. I'm using a half a teaspoon, so I'll do 4 of these. And these are our dry ingredients. We're going to give this a quick mix. Mix everything together. Break any clumps if necessary. Smells good already. We're going to melt a couple of tablespoons of butter. I am using some salted sweet cream butter. Soon I will be only using vegan butter, so I'm trying to use up all of this butter. But today this is what we're using. So we're going to melt a few tablespoons of butter. Okay, butter is melted. We're just going to set it to the side and let it cool. We have our 4 room temperature eggs. And now we are almost done. While the butter is cooling, we're going to grab our half cookie sheet and we're going to line it with some parchment paper. Okay, we have our cookie sheet lined. Now we're going to set that aside and we're going to finish making these sheet pan pancakes. Okay, the oven is preheating and now we're just going to make a little well in the middle to add our wet ingredients. I'm going to crack our 4 eggs. Okay, last egg. We're going to throw in our butter. I'm going to give that a quick little mix first. You don't have to do that. You can just add all of your wet ingredients if you want. Okay, get that a quick little mix. Now we're going to add some, vanilla. You know how we do. We don't really measure. A good amount. You need about a tablespoon for this recipe. We're going to say that's a tablespoon. And now we're going to add our buttermilk that we made. Now we're going to give this a good mix. Okay, and we have a nice pourable batter. Can't wait to taste these gluten-free sheet pan pancakes that I literally just made up. Okay, now we're going to get our half sheet pan that has been lined. And we're going to pour this batter right on to the sheet pan. I don't know if I said this. This is a half sheet pan. Okay, just going to spread it. Okay, the oven is preheated. We're going to just spread it from end to end. Try to spread it out as evenly as possible. This is optional, but I had this left over in my refrigerator and we're going to use it up. This is some homemade black grape and cherry chia seed jam. We're just going to add this to this mix. I'm just going to use the same spatula to get it out. And we're going to just kind of swirl this in. Okay. I think I done got all what I can get out of this jar. Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands and then we're gonna swirl this in. Okay, I'm just gonna take a toothpick and kind of swirl that in. Okay, this came straight from the refrigerator, but we just lightly mixing it in. Kind of, this way it kind of breaks it up a little, the clumps. This is what it looks like before going into the oven. All right, and here is the gluten-free sheet pan pancakes. I made a little dent with my hand. I put this in there for 400 for about 25 to 30 minutes. Honestly, I wasn't watching the time. Here is a little close-up of that black grape and cherry chia seed jam in the pancake. I probably should let this cool a bit, but y'all, honestly, I'm ready to eat. So I'm probably going to cut into this right now. Alright, so let's cut into this pancake. I don't really know how big I should cut into this, but we're just going to go with it. cutting them into some nice big squares. Okay, while they're still nice and warm, we're gonna drizzle on some maple syrup. And there you have it, gluten-free sheet pan pancakes. So good. Now it's time to enjoy breakfast.